Bucks Ravens rundown by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here. Thanks for joining us. Mark Andrews, we found out last night after the win against the Cincinnati Bengals, is done for the remainder of the 2023 season after a season-ending ankle injury, according to Ravens head coach John Harbaugh, that was suffered on the opening drive of last night's game. So now, where do the Ravens go from here? It changes the Ravens offense completely, as Lamar Jackson has been there mano-a-mano with Mark Andrews. They have been a great work couple together for many years now. And Lamar's never really had to play without Mark Andrews for an extended period of time. And so, if anything, even if somebody else steps up, it still changes the comfort level. Lamar has to adapt accordingly. We're about to see how well he can play without his top target. Andrews, this is kind of the impact we're talking about here. Second leading receiver for this Ravens team this year, only behind Zay Flowers. 53 catches, 588 yards, a touchdown, and 11 yards a reception. And prior to this season, one of the big things about Mark Andrews was the reliability that he brought to the table. He'd only missed 5 games ever prior to this season. And then the talent level, you can't argue. Mark Andrews is right up there among the best of the best when it comes to tight ends in the NFL, a 3-time Pro Bowler as recently as last season. So before we get to the potential replacement options of who could step in for Mark Andrews, let's show some love to Mark, and we certainly wish him the best. Can't wait to see him back on the football field again. Spam 89 in the comments section. This is our pinned comment today. You might get an ad break while the ad's playing. Keep spamming those 89s and show some love for Mark Andrews. Let's begin with Rob Gronkowski. I know this is a long shot, but of the potential pieces to bring outside the organization, Gronk is the best one you could go with. You look at Gronk. His resume has been outstanding. And this, as you're looking for opportunities of where Gronk might want to make a comeback of some sorts, this could be intriguing, knowing that, hey, he would get immediate playing time. This is a Super Bowl contending team. You're playing with a all-pro quarterback in Lamar Jackson, a dynamic offense, and it's only the latter half of the year. This might be the right fit potentially for Rob Gronkowski. In fact, I think this is as good of a fit as he could potentially ask for. Here's what I'm talking about as far as the resume goes for Rob Gronkowski. 5-time Pro Bowler, 2011, 2012, 2014, 2015, 2017, 4-time Super Bowl champion, that championship pedigree that he brings to the table. And you're looking at a guy, too, that has always been a great team guy, a great locker room guy, knows how to win, is well-liked, well-respected, and one of the greatest to ever play the position, if not the greatest of all time at the tight end spot. The last time we saw Rob Gronkowski on the football field, you go back to 2021, and he still delivered. And think about this. He retired once before and came back, and still was productive when he came back with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, playing with his buddy Tom Brady and getting to a Super Bowl with that, all that. Most recently in 2021, 802 receiving yards, nearly 15 yards of reception and 6 touchdowns. Gronk looked good. We'll see if the Ravens potentially have interest in bringing him in. I like the idea. What do you guys think? Should the Ravens sign Gronk? Should they bring him out of retirement and onto this Baltimore Ravens roster? For me, I think it's more so, does Gronk want to do this rather than the Ravens want him? If he wants to be a Raven, by all means, make it happen. Chime in, tell us what you think. Y for yes, in for no, if the Ravens should sign Gronk or not. Today's show, sponsored by Prize Picks. Prize Picks, the place to go for daily fantasy made easy. Here's how it works. You pick 2 or more players, get the choice of more or less on any given category. Now, with the Ravens already getting their win, and for us winning on Prize Picks last night, that means we get to have fun with some other games in the NFL this weekend. Let's keep on the momentum with Prize Picks, folks. We're going with the Seahawks running back Kenneth Walker to have more than 65.5 rushing yards against the Rams. Tyler Lockett to have more than 58.5 receiving yards against the Rams. And then we'll have Isaiah Pacheco, the Kansas City Chiefs running back, to have less than 59.5 rushing yards against the Philadelphia Eagles on Monday Night Football. If all 3 of these hit, let's say we put $20 down, we're walking away with $100 with Prize Picks. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS, promo code CLNS. The link is in the comments and the description of today's video. That's prizepicks.com/CLNS to play along with us today. Now, a couple internal options for the Ravens. The obvious is Isaiah Likeley, the second-year tight end out of Coastal Carolina, and we've seen Isaiah Likeley play really well. He's had some flashes and looked the part. And, you know, we heard all this talk going into this year that this Todd Monken offense was going to do a lot more 12 personnel to open up potential opportunities for Isaiah Likeley, but we really haven't seen the consistency. He's the Ravens' 7th leading receiver. The moments that he's had, you're talking about somebody that's had 5 career games with at least 4 receptions, and we've seen him play very well at times, but it's just that lack of consistency. I believe Isaiah Likeley is going to be a very good tight end in this league, but he's got to show it on a consistent basis, and here's a chance to do it. So far this year, his numbers are down a bit compared to what we saw last year. His rookie season was solid, 373 yards, 3 touchdowns, 10 yards of reception. His average is down a bit so far this year, only 89 yards so far this season, but you better believe we're going to see a whole lot more Isaiah Likeley here in the coming weeks. Another internal option, very similar scenario, is Charlie Kolar, who is also a second-year tight end for the Baltimore Ravens, missed most of last season with a sports hernia injury, and when he was coming out of Iowa State, he was my favorite tight end in college football, and one of the big comparisons that he drew coming out of the Iowa State Cyclone program was to Mark Andrews. The belief was that he was kind of a younger Mark Andrews, very similar playing style. And now here's a chance for him to capitalize and show his worth to see if he can be similar to Mark Andrews in this offense. Now, the lack of experience is a big thing. We mentioned the injury bug, but Charlie Kolar, even when he's been healthy, been active, he hasn't really seen the football field much. Just 81 snaps is all this season. Not a very high number for Kolar. He hasn't really gotten involved. But I think this is a guy that just needs opportunity. If he gets the chance to be on the football field, which he should now, I think you're going to be very impressed with what Charlie Kolar is capable of doing. Here's what I'm talking about statistically this season. That's it. 1 catch, 13 yards. I'm not joking. That's the numbers for you for Charlie Kolar this year. I expect those numbers to jump up substantially here for the Ravens' young tight end, and I think you're going to be very impressed with what you see. What's your confidence level in the Ravens' offense without Mark Andrews? This is a new maiden voyage going forward here without having Mark Andrews. I'm a little nervous, but we've seen, remember, it's not even just the tight ends that have to step in. You're looking at guys like Say Flowers and OBJ. It sounds like OBJ is going to be okay after the injury last night, and Rashad Bateman, all those guys. Everybody's got to step up for this Ravens offense. Scale it for me, your confidence level. It's still a really good offense. I'm going about a 7 is my confidence level without Mark Andrews. What about you? Weigh in that comment section. Tell me what you think. We had a great time on our watch party last night. Me and Big Tex held things down, and you better believe we got more Ravens content ahead here in the coming days as we'll bring you more daily news and rumors. Got our mailbags, our live shows. Going to do another watch party for this game coming up against the Chargers. If you love the Baltimore Ravens, this is the channel for you. Subscribe now. Best part about it, absolutely 100% free. Doesn't cost you a thing. Subscribe now for free. You'll be glad you did. To the free agent front, that is where we find Cameron Brate. And like Gronk, a former Buccaneers tight end, Brate, Super Bowl champion, and has been relatively durable throughout his career. And this is somebody in Cam Brate I'm actually surprised is still on the free agent market right now, waiting for somebody, anybody, to pick up the phone and give him a chance to get back on the football field again. Last year, had 20 catches for 174 yards. The year prior to that, had 30 catches for 245 yards and 4 touchdowns. Good red zone target. I think Cameron Brate's a fine football player. Kind of surprising that he's still out there, but somebody, a name to keep an eye on. And then another former Tampa Bay Buccaneers tight end, O.J. Howard, is also a free agent. And like Cameron Brate and Rob Gronkowski, he as well is a former Super Bowl champion. And the difference between him and some of the other outside options is that he's a bit younger. And we mentioned won the Super Bowl and all that. I think O.J. Howard still has a lot of football left in him. A former first-round pick out of Florida State. This guy's been good for a long time. Last year, 2 touchdowns, 145 yards. Danced around with the Buffalo Bills for a hot minute. His most impressive season as of late, probably back to 2019 when he had close to 500 yards receiving. Look out. O.J. Howard, a guy that I think's been underutilized in the teams he's been with previously. He could be a guy to watch for the Ravens there. So I know that it's unfortunate we lost Mark Andrews, but hey, got the dub last night. Things are good for this Baltimore Ravens team. It was a costly win, but a win nonetheless. Spam W in the comments section for that Ravens win. We'll see you next time here on Ravens Rundown.